Disc golf has long been proud of its independence. Since our origins, we've said no to the normal 9 to 5 and embraced a lifestyle filled with the unknown. It's had its ups and its downs. Yet because of this individuality, our sport still uniquely stands out and is now thriving. We are not the sport of decades past, yet the same goal of individuality and freedom to pursue this unique passion remains. So this holiday weekend, embrace the spirit of independence and shape a future that reflects your truest self. The 2024 Des Moines Challenge starts now.
Hello and welcome to the front nine of round 1 of the 2024 TrueBank Des Moines Challenge presented by DGA. This is our 12th stop on the Disc Golf Pro Tour. I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
I'm Madison Walker. We're your two hockeys.
Honk. I bet a few people were confused because I talked first, but gotcha. We're back. In Des Moines, got some windy conditions today. This is our 5th year out here at Pickard Park, but before we get to it, Jomez jerseys are back in stock. We got 4 different designs. They are very breathable. They got a 4-way stretch. They're pretty sick. Check them out at JomezPro.com. They are ready to ship now. All right, disc golf, huh? Pretty nice practice conditions, and then all of a sudden, the wind came. We'll see how Scoggins deals with it. 79% fairway hits so far in 2024, 58% Circle 2 in regulation, and 82% C1X putting. Pretty dang good.
Missy Gannon just off another victory, to 82% of the time finding the fairway, 64% of the time she's getting at least a Circle 2 for a birdie and making 77% of her Circle 1X putts.
Ooh, I learned this. Eliezra, Midtlyng, new to the scene, but boy, can she throw. She's hitting the fairway 72% of the time this season, landing in Circle 2 in regulation 52% of the time, and 68% C1X putting.
And you guys know Juliana Korver, 73% of the time in 2023, she was in the fairway. She's finding Circle 2 53% of the time and 51% of her Circle 1X putts. We're so excited to watch her. She's a 5-time Des Moines Challenge champion.
Hole 1's a par 4. It's 542 feet. OB on both sides. It was mostly a right to left crosswind today. If you can get past that little ditch we just passed and a little on the left, that's where I like to be. Sets up nicely for a forehand. You can definitely make the backhand work. Those trees on the right just before the pin can definitely be a little bit of a bunker, and the OB is pretty tight on them if you accidentally turn the backhand over or saw off a forehand.
A chase card check-in before we begin? Or no? Holland's on our lead card. No, she's not.
No, she's not.
Yeah, so chase card check-in. Actually, when I came through, the wind was from left to right, or it was kind of headwind off the tee.
Yeah, I almost don't even want to call the wind today because it was wild out there.
Yeah, the first shot was a headwind. The second shot was a left to right. You can see Holland's disc getting lifted, but it checks up nicely. There's an OB line just deep of the basket, and she's good for the birdie.
Definitely everyone in the field wants to birdie this one, and without wind, it's a pretty easy hole.
Feature card. She's a 5-time PDGA world champion. She's also one of our original course designers for Pickard Park. Please give a warm home course welcome to Juliana Korver.
Looks like Juliana won this from 1996 to 2000. Crazy. Cool to see some of the old historic video and all the clips.
Juliana, also a legendary freestyle frisbee player, not just good at disc golf.
Next we have our 2021 Masters World Champion from Los Angeles, California. Please welcome Scoggins.
This is Owen's first time here.
Oh, I feel like I should call it a freestyle frisbee artist, not player.
Ooh, I like that.
This course in calm conditions should cater to Owen's game really well. It sets up decently for all distance throwers.
Next, we have our returning FPO champion from the 2021 Des Moines Challenge from Bacon, New York. Please welcome Missy Gannon.
You don't necessarily have to be able to throw far to attack on most of these holes.
Yeah, I think it's really fair for the whole field, which is nice. This, in 2021, Des Moines was Missy's first Elite Series win. Pretty cool. Missy coming fresh off a Preserve championship. Probably feeling pretty good out here. That's a great shot.
Is there much wind at the Preserve?
Des Moines Challenge debut. She's a world
Not terrible.
distance champion, a U.S. distance champion, and a National Amateur Disc Golf Tour winner from 2024. Please welcome from Oceanport, New Jersey, Eliezra Midtlyng.
Yeah, the least wind I've ever seen, honestly, at the Preserve.
So Eliezra's going by Ellie to keep it simple for everybody, and that's what we will be calling her. To keep it simple for us.
It's easy. We're just geese. What do you want? Oh man, she throws far. She's 16 or 17 now, maybe?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Look at that little bush bending over in the wind. The OB is to the right of that big tree and deep of the basket. And the wind was pretty bossy on the screen.
You're right. It was a left to right. I just misremembered. You can see how far that took Juliana's disc to the right. And that's kind of that. I mean, I call it a bunker, but those trees are just in the way over there.
It's hard to, like Erika said, though, talk about wind, though, because it was swirling on a lot of the holes, especially as we get to the middle of the round. It's on a bunch of hills, and it was doing all kinds of crazy stuff.
Being on the right, you can see how much more pinched Missy is than Juliana was on the left, but she throws a nice straight shot, and that just needs to sit. And pretty solid. This one's going to play really hard today. I'm curious if the wind is going to get better as the weekend goes on. I don't even look anymore. It's just...
I feel like there's no way it can be as bad as it was today again.
I hope so.
Or it can't be worse.
Ellie's showing us her forehand and getting it just outside the bullseye. That's that advantage. Again, this course is great for the whole field, but you're always going to have an advantage if you have that little bit of extra distance. That was just a nice little pitch up.
This usually plays as one of the easiest holes of the day. Today it's trending towards on the harder half of holes. Only a quarter of the field getting this one. Missy almost connecting on a long putt to get her birdie.
Owen misses left for her birdie. Probably trying to play the wind a bit there, that left to right. In a weirdly scary 13-footer with that headwind. Missy making good on her par.
There were 46 competitors today. A lot of local, a lot of strong local players. Many of the touring players already have made the trip across the pond to Europe, so it's cool. We might get to see some names that we haven't seen very often.
Yeah, we largely had calm conditions in a lot of the practice days, but also a wild thunderstorm or two. So there's some flooding out here. Some of the low spots on the course are pretty muddy out there. It's an interesting time. Ellie, the only one on our feature card able to get the birdie there.
Moving on to hole 2 at 695 feet. And this one is always, calm conditions or not, a really difficult birdie. You have to carry this entire out of bounds area and hopefully not land in that grouping of trees on the left-hand side because there's a low ceiling and it's really difficult to try to go up this huge hill to the basket with this guardian tree just before it. There's out of bounds all the way down the right-hand side. That can definitely come into play, especially depending on the wind. And then that left side with the trees is just an area that you want to avoid because it is as close to natural artificial OB as you can get.
Let's see what Holland's doing again. And this, yep, right to left wind, gonna kind of push this over. She's well past the trees, so far past them.
That shorter tee pad is a really great place to land, but it still leaves you about 375 to the basket. Holland is way past that.
Yeah, a little too high there, but trickles just to the edge of the circle.
But connects
Wow.
on the putt.
Nice.
Holland looking great on the green already today. She had a week off last week and is excited about another week off next week. The tour is lovely and spaced out this time of year after a pretty tumultuous beginning.
That is
Busy.
a nice word for it.
Ellie going short side of the trees,
Ooh.
really flirting with the OB.
She's safe. That tree might be in her way, but it's actually a shorter approach shot from in there than it is if you punch straight. Juliana with her trusty star turn here, keeping it nice and low. This is one of the separator holes for sure. A lot of ladies just going to play this one for par or maybe a long look.
It's definitely an advantage to be up on the high side of that hill on the other side of that tee pad pushing the OB. It does shorten the approach because it's not so uphill. But still, like I said, there's, 375, 360 to the basket from that tee pad?
Yeah, easily, and a little uphill.
Mm-hmm. With a guardian tree protecting the hyzer. Missy pushing it a little more right than you want and hoping for that to fade.
Surprising mistake, but again, there were so many times out there where you think, oh, I'm going to throw this, the wind's going to do this, and it just didn't. So here's Missy from the drop zone, and you can see how far this is. I've only seen one person ever successfully save par from here.
Mm-hmm. That's a pretty typical landing zone from there, right around circle 2.
Juliana's second. Ooh, pulls it to the right, but I think stays safe. Definitely a misfire.
Owen pulling out the sidearm. This is one that you're just happy to get a long putt on.
Oh man, Ellie really pinned up on this tree here. That is not bad considering, but definitely not what she wants with her distance. Juliana with a touchy little approach here. She was very close to going out of bounds, it looks like. Let's see if she can capitalize and get a nice easy par. Just a teeny bit of work left.
Everyone's pretty happy with a 4 here. It averaged at a third of a stroke over par with only 4 birdies on the day. Eliezra with 2 really great shots, buzzing the basket for birdie, but it would mostly be from a throw-in on this hole.
Owen with a long look. She's not messing with it. And a solid looking putt from Juliana, even those short ones felt like testers today.
Only 3 people got to circle 1 in regulation. Only 9 even got to circle 2. There were 4 birdies. Shout out Jessica Louise, Haley King, Holland Hanley we got to watch, and Lexi Marks. Missy managing to keep it to a single bogey with that out-of-bounds stroke, and that's about all you can ask for on hole 2.
The nice thing about this course is there's plenty of birdies out here. Really good course for risk management, deciding where to attack. I really enjoy this one. Holland, the only competitor to go perfect 2 for 2 start. Hole 3 is a bit easier this year. That one tree, you can see the stump is gone, so it's a par 3, 320 feet downhill. It used to be a forehand, and now you can actually make the backhand work without this tree that was kind of leaning over the center. You got to be careful though. You can see the OB water comes in pretty close, and there was some flooding, so it's extra close. I still personally like the forehand, but you can definitely get like a backhand. I think you see a lot of mid-ranges, maybe a fairway driver to work. But going so far downhill, it really can carry pretty far if you rip something. That looks pretty good.
Yep, that's great.
Yeah.
Getting out of the tree line, you are happy. Although this is a putt where, like Erika said, it's risk management here. You have to decide whether you want to run it. It can easily catch the mini lighthouse around the pole and catch edge and roll. That water is so close. You really want to avoid early right here. You see a lot of players still opting for the sidearm, even with the backhand gap opened up, because you don't have to turn your back on this very small gap.
Yeah, Owen making quick work of that one. Missy going Thrasher here. Gets to circle 2. Nicely done. They really cleared out this tee pad for the spectators. They've done a ton of work out here.
They sure have. The course looks great. Even with all the flooding conditions, you barely notice. Everything's in great shape. This played as the 4th most difficult hole of the day.
Missy from 45 or so.
It's a little bit surprising to me.
That she goes for it?
No, that it's,
that it's hard.
it's the 4th most difficult hole of the day. There was only 3 birdies.
Yeah, we'll see more, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But I would have guessed more as well, especially with that tree gone. Ellie misses low on her birdie bid. Let's see if Owen can find some green. Look at that wind.
As she can.
Really nice putt from Owen.
That wasn't as linear as her normal putt, but it works fine. I see good for comeback putt for par. The only other 2 birdies on the day were from Kona Montgomery and Abigail Wilson. Abigail hitting a circle 2 putt for her birdie.
Yeah, Abby was on my card. It was a really nice putt. Similar from where Missy was, maybe a little closer.
21 people got to circle 2 in regulation, so that shows you how scary it is to run this putt.
That water's very close.
Hole 4 is a gigantic downhill 431-foot par 3. This is one that most people don't go for, but we do see some of the FPO players choosing to. Look how close this water is. It's usually about 20 feet further away from the basket than it is right now.
So much rain.
Yeah, the safe play is to go early, left by those 2 big trees, and then pitch up and take an easy par.
Oh, wow. Look, they must have done that flyover right after the rains. You can see how much it's receded. Holland. Yes.
That's amazing. Even that white OB staked line that you can see to the right of the basket is pulled up from where it normally is in a not flood year. Holland doesn't care, though. She was super safe no matter where the OB was. Good for another birdie.
Owen up first after that birdie. She's just going the safe play, making sure she gets over the water, bails out towards the left. From there, it's maybe 150 feet or so.
Even though everyone can technically reach this basket, it just is one of those days when it's just not quite worth it to go for it unless you're very comfortable with your hyzer.
The nice thing is, though, that drop zone is barely outside the circle, so you have a good chance to save your par, though it's going right out of bounds. Really nice shot from Ellie. She's inside the circle. And a nice straight shot from Juliana with another turn.
There's a very friendly headwind on this hole. Tailwind.
I was going to say, yeah, okay.
Wow.
Missy, again, kind of pushing 2 straight. She did the same thing on hole 2, and it never fades in. That's why it was interesting to see Juliana get that straight line. Oh, wow. Owen really just hits the one tiny tree in front of her. It was really difficult to do what Juliana did, to throw it that straight and get somewhat of a look. Mm-hmm. Most people just hyzering to just make sure they're in bounds. Surprising mistake from Owen there.
Yeah, it's crazy how this amount of wind and how swirly and crazy and gusty it was can get in your head and make your up shots just a little bit handsy.
Missy trying to save a par here. Too much steam on this thing and you're going to find OB.
Ooh, she
wanted
wanted it.
Does. And then from here, it's just going to be normal OB rules. But boy, that's a rough hole.
Ellie finding
nice.
a huge birdie from circle 2.
Yeah, I thought she was inside, but she's just one step outside the circle, and what a strong putt.
She's one of only 6 on the day. Rebecca Cox, the only other one to hit the circle 2 putt for birdie.
Missy, this is for double. And 3 over, not feeling so great out here, even in the wind. Without the wind, I would say we would see double digits for the best scores, but with the wind, ooh.
It's not, especially on this course, it's not something we see very often. So it's not like DDO where you have experience playing in crazy wind. You can just kind of roll with the punches. You have a game plan. Out here, no, we don't usually get it
Not this
windy.
bad.
Yeah. Especially not from this direction.
Yeah, I'd say that the majority of the field is usually thinking like, yeah, I can get a couple under par, but today I think even will play pretty well. And on to hole 5. The Hive got a nice crowd out here cheering you on as you carry this water shot. It's par 3, 330 feet, which actually surprises me. It feels shorter. It's a true island. If you miss, there's a drop zone that's 70 feet away, something like that, 75. Pretty small island. You see anything from mids to distance drivers to forehands to whatever you want. When I came through, it was a right to left wind.
Definitely does feel shorter than 330.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can get a mid there.
Heiser is definitely the most desired play here, but that right to left wind made it feel a little risky. That OB comes up quickly on the left side.
Yeah, I was like scared to put too much height on it.
This is, I think, a more common play today for the conditions, that pushing, more flexy shot, forced turn with an overstable disc.
Own with her stable blue destroyer, going more on the right side. And that looks like it's going to break just in time. Solid.
Kind of surprised not to see Own go forehand, but that's doing what she does.
Just got to do it at least once per round.
Missy looking to bounce back after that double bogey.
Puts a lot of height on this. I like the width. Great shot.
The Hive provided us with all different flavors of honey.
What flavor did you get?
I got blackberry.
I got raspberry.
They were good.
How'd you open it?
Bite it?
Yeah. I wasn't very successful. It took me a long time. I thought there was a trick I was missing. Anyway, Ellie does not make that putt.
They're honey straws. For anyone wondering.
Maybe you just have sharper teeth than me.
You just have to open it opposite from the way it's sealed. Wow, Ellie looking so great on the putting green today.
Nice comebacker. Everyone else looking to tap in some relatively short birdies.
Juliana with a strong side miss, coming in Heiser, but that hill not quite letting it work its way into the chains.
Man. short, but elevated pins are always tough putting. Missy not able to connect either. Let's see if Owen can get back under par.
There were 16 birdies today and 1 ace.
Yeah, Lexi marks. You could hear the cheers across the entire course from the Hive.
It was right when I was teeing off on hole 1, and I thought the Hive was just like killing it this year. I was like, dang, they're
going.
They're crazy.
Yeah.
We love that.
Yeah, ace pretty early in the day. That's nuts. Exciting highlight for sure.
Yeah, they have the footage of that on the Disc Golf Pro Tour social media accounts. Go check it out. Support Lexi Marks.
She got that birdie on 2, I believe, as well. Newer name. Holland, 4 down through 5, charging ahead.
Hole 6, another reachable birdie by everyone in the field at 575 feet and generally more downhill. You just want to make sure that you land left, but all that tall grass is out of bounds. The right side can be really difficult to recover from, especially if you're trying to get that birdie. The OB wraps around where these little short trees are. Ideally, you want your second shot to be a forehand coming in just beyond that corner tree, sneaking its way onto the green. If you come in hot, it can make for some tricky putting. There is a lot of shul deep of the basket.
All right, Holland, we get it. You're good. You're trying to win everything.
Yeah, 4 down through 5. Geez.
You didn't win the preserve. You're looking to win. We get it.
Podium, blah, blah, blah. A great shot.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
She's so far.
Wow.
Like, actually.
That's so good.
Yeah, just a little chip shot.
Wow, that is so far.
Yeah, and again, demonstrating, like, this is 575, but most ladies throwing more of a power sidearm on the second shot versus Holland's just absolute little pitch up.
Usually blind. Usually you can't quite see the basket yet, so really unreal to see Holland with that forehand putter. Working that hyzer on the right-hand side, trying to get her way to the left. Do you remember what the wind was doing here? Tail, right? Tailwind?
Yep, tailwind. Some nice power on this one from Ellie, and fading pretty good over to the left there. It should be a nice open shot, or as open as it gets anyway.
She's shaking her head. It was a little on the low side, but man, it still goes so far.
I mean, it's far for me, so I'm impressed.
She's so good at throwing really straight. Juliana working it through the air a little bit more. Again, as long as you're not just tucked right, everything is pretty good on this fairway. Missy going to be in that area where it could be tough, but she's been throwing far enough lately.
Yeah, I mean, that's
be fun.
plenty far, but it just turns into like a 90-degree sidearm. It gets pretty tough.
Owen showing us a more typical landing zone for the drive.
And that's looking great.
A little forward skip, but she's inside the circle. This played as the easiest hole of the day.
Oh, interesting. Ooh, fun. Juliana not quite getting that touchy backhand there, but she's in the open. I think just on the edge of circle 2.
We get to see her work backhand angles like no other.
Ellie was shaking her head at this.
Looking good. Yeah. Oh,
dang.
Glues. Circle 2, though.
Man, Missy.
Yeah, crushed.
Even farther than I thought.
Yep.
Wow.
And just a simple little pitch sidearm. She is bullseye for birdie.
Do you think in like 3 more years she's going to be throwing over 500 consistently?
Yeah.
Like she just keeps getting
better.
Yeah.
But it's funny that her form looks exactly the same.
I know. What is that? Just brain power? Wrist exercises? What is it? Oh, solid putt.
Wow, Ellie.
Moving down to 3 under par on the round. Let's see it again.
Just say, let's go. Looking so comfortable on the green this weekend.
Let's go. Do it. Dang it. own in a little bit left side for her birdie, moves down to 2 under par.
All the chit chat about Ellie. It's pretty early in her career. We forget that we're not quite used to seeing her on lead cards all the time, but she's looking so comfortable.
Yeah, she really is. Juliana just taking her pars, looking to get that first birdie.
Colin Hanley in the lead by 2 strokes right now with 5 down through 6. Whoa.
Hole 7 is a new tee pad for FPO. It's a par 3 uphill 250, played a lot longer in the wind, mostly a left to right. I don't know, kind of felt like a headwind at points. We used to go from a longer tee pad and it wasn't hazard like the MPO was, but now we essentially have the same hole as them, just shorter. So anything in the grass is hazard. You play it from where it lies with an OB or a penalty stroke. You're trying to get it in the wood chips. In calm conditions, this one's pretty easy. In the wind today, not so much.
Yeah, that left to right wind kept discs holding out to the right side. Where Own landed is where everyone on my card landed, way in the right side. Trying to work the hyzer, but the wind saying, think again.
Oof. Ellie sneaks over the log and she's inside the circle. And Missy has been missing a little bit straight, but she makes a really nice correction there. Keeps it on hyzer the whole way.
Juliana tries to go more straight at it, but shows that underside of the disc, and the wind takes it away. She'll be in the hazard way right of the pin.
Yeah, normally that might have worked, but wind. Everyone's favorite.
Yeah,
everyone loves hearing about it. Everyone loves playing in it. Can't get enough.
Yeah, this green in particular was so brutal. Random gust of like 25 miles an hour. A lot of discs hitting the band or hitting the cage.
But one really cool person in the crowd there just going, woo, for anyone who made it in bounds. So I love that. Oh, no way. Man, that really lingered. Jomez. Tom looking like a Secret Service agent back there. Those sunglasses. Look at this thing. Come on.
Missy laughing.
We love a Tom cam too. Ellie for another birdie. Nice. And she was in a tie for second. Maybe she still is. We'll see. We'll check in after this.
Her putting is so impressive today. It was really challenging windy conditions. And for her to keep making these like 25 to 35 foot putts is something else.
And I mean, she missed that one on the island, but made a really tough comebacker, which is also so difficult to do.
There were only 11 birdies on hole 7 today. I think we'll see more during future rounds.
Missy and Own talking about this wobble. Dang. Oh, looks like Holland found some trouble. So Ellie now in a tie for first, along with Lexi Marks.
Hole 8, a downhill 420 feet. Plays like I would say 370, maybe 360, but you really do have to crush one to get it down here. It's a little bit of a sketchy shot because that out of bounds comes up really quickly behind the basket. So if you buzz the tower, it drops off right at that OB line. The right side is brutal if you flip your disc. And there is OB left if you air it out on accident and it goes way far left.
Holland coming off a bogey here, puts some nice height on this one. That looked like a mid-range. Just glides all the way down there. Or at least, yeah, I think it was. Probably a buzz or something.
So pretty. We had a right to left win here, which is pretty nice for this hole. Right to left / tail.
Yeah, not bad. Most women going to aim more towards the right than we saw Holland throw. Let it fade in.
Yeah, not everyone can throw a mid 370. This is a much more typical route.
A little low again, though, from Ellie. The land a bit shorter than she'd like. You don't see the forehand much, but it's nice and open over there. You don't really have to push the tree line so much.
Yeah, it's a pretty big distance forehand. Not a ton of people have that amount of distance.
Missy stabling up to a Zeus here.
Yeah, a little less committed than you want. She'll be in circle 2 for birdie.
Ooh, this is looking good.
That looks great.
It's also Juliana's Tour Series Halo Turn. And if you want to support this legend, check those things out. They go too far, actually. I'm not sure. She might be OB.
I think she was safe. It gets a little weird right around that bridge, but that thing came in hot. That was perfect.
Yeah, that was a great throw.
Oh, Ellie leaves it a little short on the layup.
Yep. This one's dangerous, though, that hillside. You can find out of bounds if you come in too hot.
Going with a safe bid. Missy, still going to run this.
Oh, Missy. Wow.
Wow, working the full flight of that disc.
Oh, check out this framed up shot, too. The lean.
Nice little bounce back from that Jomez.
Missy trying to work her way back to get under par. She's 1 over now.
From Jomez to Slomez.
Oh my gosh, has that ever happened actually?
I don't know, goals though.
Yeah.
Juliana tries to get it in the chains from way down low, but not quite able to capitalize on that great drive.
Hashtag notice low. Ellie not getting that one high enough. Hits cage. Gonna be a bogey. Her first bogey, I believe.
There were 9 birdies on hole 8 today. Only 5 people got to circle 1 in regulation, so birdie feels good on hole 8.
Holland regaining the lead. Lexi Marks from Illinois, I just looked up. In second place, Ellie sliding back to third. Hole 9 is an uphill par 3, 290 feet. Plays like 340. I don't know.
More than that.
Yeah. The angle that you have to throw up that hill is pretty insane. You have to barely skim it if you want to actually get all the way up there for a putt, where this shorter red basket here. This tunnel can be a no joke. If you're trying to get there, that right side can come into play pretty quickly. And if you kind of fluff it, you can find the left side OB as well. Most ladies gonna just kind of pitch up, maybe get to circle 2. That's a really great shot. But a lot of people leaving it even just short of circle 2 and pitching up for par. Forehand. Oh,
No one saw that coming.
what is this? I mean, sure, fine,
Uh-oh. She found
not fine.
found the OB. Catches that left side tree. I wanted to see that finish.
Yeah, she had a good amount of flex on it.
You want to be careful. You want to throw something flippy up this hill to get that distance on that hyzer flip, but you want to be careful because if you go even just a little bit right, you can find that OB line over there really quickly.
I can't think of another hole that we play that's like this on tour. It's very strange. Strange angle.
Eliezra in a pretty normal landing zone on the edge of circle 2.
Owen in a weird spot having to deal with this old T sign. Nice layup though. And yep, you see a lot of this on the second shot.
Yep, 16 people got to circle 2. Only 4 competitors were able to get into circle 1 for a birdie.
Oh, I thought she had it too.
Missy with another circle 2 look.
Leaves it a little right there.
There was 1 birdie today, and it was from Holland Hanley from circle 2. 78% of the field taking a par.
And that's going to wrap up the front. Ellie leading our feature card at 3 down. She's in solo second. Holland Hanley with that birdie on 9, moving to 6 down. That's insane in the win today.
Yeah, in those conditions, not many people could have that angle control. It was wild out there.
Got a whole bunch of people in a tie for third at 2 under. We got more golf. We got more wind. We got more geese. Hopefully some more jokes in the back 9. Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, we're right in the middle of the season, and we have 9 more holes. So come hang with us on the back 9 at Pickard Park out here in Indianola, Illinois. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the 2 Hot Geese.
Honk.